What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in. I'm Tank StarCraft here with a Zerg vs Protoss replay analysis. And we're going to be looking at, as usual, an aggressive opening against Protoss. Sorry about that. Actually going to be opening with a 14-14, so a gas pool opener. And the real goal of this is ideally to do some economic damage, right? To break into their expansion, kill some workers, and do what you can. But what's kind of cool about this build is it really can be thought of as a macro opener, because very rarely will you actually end the game with the Speedling pressure. It's largely meant to, you know, kind of contain them, give you map control and stuff. And you can easily just double expand behind it, and that's what this game is going to feature. So there we go, 14 gas, 14 pool. Should see the Overlord after the extractor trick. So on 15. Yep. And whether you build a drone right after this Overlord or not is really up to you. I usually do. I think it works out fine. Right here? No, not this game. Just going to wait. So taking out a gas, boom, boom, boom. And you should see the Queen, Speed, and Lings. I prioritize the initial Lings first, and then the Speed and Queen can kind of be interchanged. It doesn't matter as much. But these initial Zerglings are very important, because getting there before he walls something off can mean the difference of winning or losing. So yeah, going right up to 22 supply, and then we should see the expansion. This is actually, for those who don't know, a build that I do a lot in ZvZ as an opener. Just a nice aggressive Speedling expand. Queen finishes, gonna get another Overlord and another Queen. Queuing up the next Queen, probably. And engaging. Now, he's done a good job of walling this pretty well, so I think the best target here would either be the Gateway or the Cyber Core, and generally speaking, the Cyber Core is the better target. So just focus firing it. If he moves the Zealot out, I'll try to get us around, but he's being pretty smart with it. Not letting me in there. Still building Lings. Speed's not done yet, so I like to build a lot of Zerglings for when Speed's done, just in case I'm able to break through this and get in. 2 Zealots out. Ooh, 1 surround, focus it down. I think that's worth doing. And then still building Lings. Really want to get in here. Expansion is building, though. And I am going to be able to break the Cyber Core, but unfortunately not able to flood in. And even though the Cyber Core was dead, he was able to build this Adept before it died, and then even start the Sentry. So even though the Cyber Core is dead, the Sentry is still able to continue building. So this really, as far as an opening goes, this hasn't done as much damage, as you can tell by the Harvesters, as you would like. You would like to equalize that. You would like to kill a Nexus. I mean, like, even more Lings are coming. So I would really like to have killed that, but in this game I'm not going to be able to break in. So behind it, what I'm going to have to do is take the third base as quickly as possible and just really power the drones to try to get a third base up and drone ahead of him, even though he's defended the early pressure pretty well. So lots of drones, another Overlord. Should see just even another Overlord, probably a third Queen after the hatch. Come on, get that hatch. Unfortunately, these Lings not really paying for themselves as much as they could. Yeah, in this game, I think I probably could have cut the Lings just a little bit earlier. If I didn't think I was going to get in. But either way, saturating that natural pretty much completely. And at the very least, these Lings keep him back. Like, he just poked out with that Adept, saw a bunch of Zerglings, and decided, yeah, nah, can't push out. So at the very least, I'm very safe to drone here. And really, I'm not too afraid of a Stargate. I don't think he could have done a Stargate after having lost the Cyber Core. So one cut I can make in this game is a Spore. I would normally be building a Spore about now, but this game I don't think I'll need to. And I'll actually probably send this Overlord into Scout pretty soon, just to see up in here, you know, does he have that Stargate? Do I need to build the Spore? Does he have a Twilight Council? Do I need to build a Spore for potential Dark Templar, etc.? But mostly just droning at this point, because I have map control. I have Lings outside his base, and he's not pushing out yet. In fact, he can't. Cyber Core is so delayed, and the tech is so delayed too. So lots of drones. We'd like to get this third fully saturated soon. Not refilling gases yet, notice. 36 supplies a bit early. It'll probably be something like 44 that will start refilling gases and taking additional ones. Yeah, but, well, actually, as I say that, I take 2 gases at 36, but hey. Yeah, with that big round of drones, we should be fine. So I did send that Overlord in and got no information, really. The pylon overcharge killed it, so that was a bit unfortunate. However, just poking at the front with the Lings, I'm kind of getting all the info that I need. So yeah, here's the real scout that kind of tells me pretty much everything. Like if you look, he was chrono boosting his cyber tech. He has this robo, which I will see soon, and he's still on 2 bases. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be doing some sort of big gateway timing with maybe Immortals or something. So again, I'm still feeling like I can drone. I did build the safety warren just in case I really need to crisis mode build Roaches. And notice the main is almost completely unsaturated. That's just so that I can saturate the gold bases. When you take 2 gold on Prion, obviously you want to prioritize the gold because you get so much more income. So like this is actually a really weird game, but if we look at the income, Protoss is actually quite a bit ahead because their natural's completely saturated and the main's completely saturated, and I'm actually just transferring right now, which is why mine's so low. But even though I have a lower worker count, I will actually pull ahead in the income for the rest of this game, I believe. Yeah, super all in from my opponent. So I think my opponent's thought process was, okay, you know, Zerg went for early aggression. I held it without losing anything. I'm just going to build up a 2-base economy and all in as big and hard. I shouldn't say big and hard because it sounds weird, but as aggressive and early as he can. So that's why he's going up to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 gateways and a robo. And I still haven't started unit production. Now is when I am. So what economy do we have behind this? It looks like about 35 workers, just 3 gases, and full-on economy, like full-on gold bases, both fully saturated. And if we look at the income, I have actually pulled up to even or maybe even slightly ahead. Yeah, slightly ahead. But I don't really want to cut it too much further, and here's why. These Lings go up, they scout. Wow, more gateways. And if I had a scouted in his main, I would have saw these ones too. So it's really quite clear that he's going for an all-in. There's no reason to be droning once I see this many gateways on 2 base. So from here, it's just all going to be Roach production. And I'm going to hope, pray, that off of my 3-base economy, I'm going to be able to hold his big attack. I'm actually building a drone here that I don't think I really should be. Lots of overlords, I like that. Last thing you want to do is get supply blocked. Yeah, lots of overlords, that's good. So here's when he pushes out, and I see his composition too. I see the warp prism and I see all these gateway units, and I think, okay, so he's probably going to warp in stalkers at the front, and then these early sentries that he built are going to save up enough energy to do the guardian shield and the force field and stuff. So really what I want to do is defend this location right here. Big, wide, concave, and just try to get as good of a fight as I can with Roach Ling. Can't really squeeze out any new tech right now. We'll probably want to Hydrogen eventually, though. So I'm going to try to do a little run by and just slow down this push. But unfortunately he warps in time, and I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, not with the Mothership Core. Coincidentally, I would have killed that Zealot and moved in if he hadn't used this overcharge. But with the overcharge, can't do damage, gotta just get out of there. And again, the real goal is just going to be setting up this concave and getting as many Roaches as possible. I would have loved to have spread this tumor further so that this was all creeped up. Like if creep was to here, this fight is a lot easier because I can retreat on creep a lot better. And there's the big warp-ins. Here comes the all-in. Luckily, I do have a good, well, a decent Roach count to start, and tons more in production. So once he does engage, it'll mostly be an A move, I think. I don't think we'll be doing too much micro. Just trying to get a nice wide concave, and I am. Even these Lings getting a good run by. And that's a little subtle thing there. Those Lings went in and started killing the Zealot, And I realized maybe it would be better to be taking hits from the stalkers, which do additional damage to armor. So generally with those Lings, I'll try not to have them being attacked by zealots. I'll try to get them attacked by stalkers. Now that the zealots are here, this is where things are dangerous. The last thing I want is to get trapped with these force fields and the Roach is stuck. So as I'm doing this, I'm keeping tabs on the distance that his sentries are. And it's just a matter of experience. Like, I kind of know where sentries can cast force fields from. So I'm feeling pretty safe as long as I pull back here and don't get all my Roaches caught. Because what I don't want to happen is the Roaches kind of stuck and then zealots in the front are able to attack and I can't kite and pull away. So I'm pulling back here. And actually, those are some good force fields. This is actually trapping a lot of my Roaches, as you can see. So I think what I should actually be doing here is just turning and attacking. Maybe trying to slip some Roaches out of this trap, like out through the right here. But these guys kind of need to turn and start fighting. And yeah, they do. So yeah, these Roaches are luckily able to escape. The force fields weren't tight. And I'm just pumping Roaches and Lings and Queens and stuff, just trying to hold. And it's awfully close. Yeah, that was just a little thing you want to pull back away from those force fields because all my Roaches couldn't attack, and lots of his stalkers and sentries are attacking. Just trying to wait for reinforcements. Trying to spread this creep actually in the middle of this really important creep. And it's starting to look good. It's starting to push back. All his sentries are now dead. There's only one left. He does have a lot of stalkers, but as long as I'm pushing and pulling back, I will slowly get the bigger army. Using the very low HP Roaches to turn into Ravagers, heal them up to full, and otherwise just Lings and Roaches in production. And now this army looks pretty good against what he has. I would love to have Roach speed, unfortunately I don't. So money has banked a bit high this game. I think probably the 4th gas in the main could have been taken earlier. And then I'd probably be able to afford the Roach speed and just go a little more Roach Ravager heavy as opposed to as many Zerglings. But in general, I don't mind having some Zerglings out with this build, just to tank some of the hits from the stalkers, like I said. Supply is starting to favor Zerg. Thank goodness for that double gold economy. Supply really looking good now. Trying to throw down the biles on this stationary warp prism. He does get away this time. Maybe could be building extra queens just to get the money a bit lower. Bile the prism. Nice. And from there, we're really in a good spot now. Like, he doesn't have a third base. Actually, at the point, I didn't know that he hadn't taken a third behind it. And completely mined out in the main and natural. If we look at the income now, he was up to like 14, I think, or 13 or something, and it's already starting to really whittle down. And it's really funny that, you know, usually you want to be really ahead in harvesters, but this game I've actually been behind all game long in income, at least worker count. And just the product of having that gold base on Prion has let me squeeze out a victory here, where on another map I think I probably would have lost to that push. Wouldn't have been able to get enough Roaches and Lings out. Just massing Roaches and Lings. I'll actually speed through the ending because I don't think there'll be too much stuff here. Should probably see a Hydra Den by now too. Like, that 4th gas is now absurdly late. Protoss defenses, man, so strong. Especially when you're in this narrow choke. You just can't get up close to stalkers, which can move and kite so quickly. God, that stalker has 10 kills. Instructor stalker. He's getting immortals out. I did finally take that 4th gas. Should see it filled up with the Hydra Den soon. I would love to kill Immortals, but you almost never can, because they pick them up with the War Prism. This one, I want to kill it! I want to kill it! But no, of course. Ah, but a second Immortal. Let's kill it! Die! No way it'll get picked up. It has to die. Oh, of course. Safety. Safety prism. Oh, I was actually able to kill that Immortal there. I don't think he was paying attention. So, I mean, this is pretty much all she wrote. If Protoss can't get a third base by 11 minutes, they're not going to win most games. Should be taking my fourth about now. Hey, Hydras. So now I'll switch into Hydraling, get the speed upgrades for both Roaches and Hydras. And he's actually just going to continue to all in. He's just going to push with whatever he can. Definitely willing to take this fight. It's so many Roaches. Ah, he gets all the force fields outside. I'll wait for a couple more Hydras and stuff. But in production, spending all the money that I can on Hydras. So the way I like to think about it is, as far as a 2-base all-in goes, Hydras are amazing if you can get them behind Roaches. If you rush Hydras and try to hold an all-in, you're just going to die, because Hydras really benefit from when they can get their damage output going, and they can only do that when they have Roaches or something else to tank for them. But now that I have a good standing Roach count, a little extra gas, going to throw them into Ravagers, but mostly just making these Hydras. And now that speeds are done, we can take a big wide concave and just completely slaughter this army. And no GG. That's not very nice. So again, a quick recap. We opened early with a very aggressive Speedling build, and our opponent defended it really well. I still really think that this is a great build. Like this is an example of a time where things went wrong and my opponent pulled ahead after the opening. But a lot of the time, you'll do crippling damage, or at the very least pull ahead because of the opening. So I do think this is a build that players should be doing a lot. The 14 gas, 14 pool, especially on bigger maps like Ruins of Ceres, where players are more likely to open with like an early Nexus, and often you'll just get there with the Speedlings. It's such a wide ramp that he can't wall it completely, and you get in there and do some real damage. And then again, behind it though, the transition is taking 3 bases and kind of playing a more standard Roach approach in the mid game. And like I said, in this game, the reason I chose to highlight it is because I fell behind early, but just the product of having map control and being able to take 2 gold bases on this map, you don't really have to do crippling damage. You can pull ahead just by virtue of the golds. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please try out this build. I really like it. I think it's strong right now, and a lot of players aren't expecting it. And thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Tank Starcraft. Please check out www.tankstarcraft.com for coaching. And otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Have a good day.